Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white,
I understand you're being inundated,
and when the band plays,
but this is always the way. Tyranny of the minority, as they implement feudalism and failure, and they pretend it's gaining steam. It isn't. Never forget, with all the hype, only 376 counties out of 3,143. That's it. That's who voted for the office. Whore.
You know what also excites me? Among the many things, I'm excited about electric school buses. I love electric school buses. I just love them for so many reasons. Maybe because I went to school on a school bus. Hey, raise your hand if you went to school on a school bus, right?
Now that's fracking embarrassing, isn't it, Squirrel? I mean, it's embarrassing enough that her whole resume was the back of Willie Brown's Riviera. Her entire resume was political clout and sleeping her way to the top, which got you to think wasn't far off from Biden. Although he didn't sleep his way to the top, perhaps. He was just an asset for labor extortion mafia unions that got him elected since 72. And as you think back to what we face in these inner city ghettos, it's always the same problems. The virtue of who, exactly?
we have to win all the things, all the things, all the things. Our colleagues are depending on us to win all the things. Keep going, NEA. To preserve our democracy, we must win all the things. Delegates, we won't go back. We will keep going forward because we are the NEA. We are the NEA. We are the NEA.
What? Embarrassing. Embarrassing. She's a big fat slob of a broad. Sweat dripping down the rolls on her neck. I love these Democrats who have love handles on their neck. She's just another entitled fraud, producing failure, mayhem, and nonsense. And it is to be heckled at each and every turn, every area they govern. Complete financial shambles, but moreover, the epitome of failure. Not just political, the life that they live is that of failure.
And as you saw with the communists elected in New York City recently, they're communists, they're not social democrats. They want to completely destroy the traditional American way of life. Communism is very easy to sell. It destroys everything, but it's very easy. I'll be honest, I think I'd be the greatest communist in history. I'd give free rent. Ladies and gentlemen, from now on, you don't have to pay any rent. From now on, anybody wants a house, don't worry about it. Just pick the house you want. Everybody gets free.
You hear the people laughing? And that's who gets elected. These are children that never worked in their fracking life. They're kids. They're do-nothing, good-for-nothing punks.
We saw today the Supreme Court make a decision that is putting so many people's lives in jeopardy. And I just came back from a rally with 1199 as I stood alongside a number of Haitian New Yorkers who are concerned about what this means for their status in our...
Haitian New Yorkers, that's a funny thing, huh? Well, what is it? Hey, stupid. What is it, Haitian New Yorkers? Does that mean they're here legally, or does that mean they're here illegally? Doesn't really matter. When you take a real good look at who makes up the virtuous alien.
A new analysis by the Center for Immigration Studies finds that immigrant-headed households, both legal and illegal, are significantly more likely than U.S.-born households to receive means-tested anti-poverty benefits, also known as welfare.
What? turns out they're about 8 times more likely. 8 times more likely. So how do you think these cannot read, cannot get decent lives because they don't want to put in the actual effort, which is why they come here illegally in the first place? Sorry, but it is. And you're talking big money. And you're talking 50 million of them. 50 million!
1 in 7 people living in the United States right now was born in another country. That's 50.2 million immigrants, the highest number ever recorded, making
50 million! And the highest number ever recorded, and the largest percent of air-sucking welfare roaches this country has.
53% of households headed by immigrants, naturalized citizens, legal residents, and illegal immigrants used one or more major welfare programs.
That isn't me saying it. This is a, I don't even want to call it Democrat. This is a communist outlet. Reading statistics, understanding what we are facing. And it's not just this country. This is a worldwide movement. We've been talking about it for how long, Squirrel?
In June, hundreds of communists will gather in Italy, joined by thousands participating online, to found a new revolutionary communist international to fight for socialist revolution across the globe. Join us. Capitalism faces its deepest ever crisis. Israel is conducting a brutal massacre of the people of Gaza with the full backing of Western imperialism. War, poverty, and precarity are facts of life for...
That guy could be the senator from New York, the governor of New Jersey, or anywhere else they buy this bull dung. But never forget, it's an infinitesimal number of counties. Infinitesimal. Less than 12% of the counties in this country are dumb enough, desperate enough, and low-class enough to be American Democrats.
Free food, everything is free from this point forward. Everyone's going to vote for me. The problem is, after 2 or 3 years, the country is a disaster area. The country fails. They always do. It always does. So
think of our once great city. Think of our once great business metropolis. Now a ghost town. Welfare. Defecation in the streets. Homeless, degenerate crackheads singing songs on the L. Take a look at it. That's what it is like in a communist area. Stop pretending that communism is going to be here. It is here. We've been floating it for decades. It's time for us to take it apart. And you start offensively. Get your back off the ropes. You know what, honey bunny? Let's get Landmark Legal Foundation on the line. I want to sue the government. We'll get a group of listeners. I don't want that frickin' scam. Social Security. Give me my money back. I'm out. And you start that simple. And when it comes to taxes, they're not taxing people to give money away. This is all debt, which is why they stay on the offensive. Here's a scumbag failure, the likes of which only a few Democrat states have ever seen. Gavin Newsom. He has a trust fund, baby. His father was the tax cheat lawyer for John Paul Getty, the number 2 richest, most powerful oil man underneath the Rockefellers. And listen to what he's going to do. He's going to tax his family.
It's time for a national billionaires tax and a new social contract.
That's not a social contract. That's theft. But that's what it is. Like in Chicago or New York or New Jersey or wherever these scumbags are. They steal in the name of degenerate scum.
Think about this. Just 10% of people, 10% of people in this country own 2/3 of the wealth.
That means 90% of us suck at making money. What do you think of that? Everybody wants to point the finger at everybody else. You know what you learn when you listen to them real close? The only way you could be a Democrat is that you hate yourself. And that doesn't have anything to do with income. I'm going to play for you 2 self-loathing, wretched human beings who are millionaires in this country. And this is the only country they could be because they are talentless, ugly, repulsive-looking freaks.
Here's what Larry David said when he asked about the UFC event on the White House lawn earlier this month that kicked off the 250th celebration. Watch.
It was a travesty, yeah. What else can you say about it? It was embarrassing. I was embarrassed to be an American, yeah.
Now, he's worth $400 or $500 million. Worth $400 or $500 million. What country could that fish-faced lemonhead, ugly, talentless. Talentless. And writing fracking jokes and telling stories, that's Hans Christian Andersen. That's all he is. And Hans Christian Andersen was twice as good looking as this ugly fish face. What country could that moron be worth $400 million if he were born? Could he be worth that if he was born in South Africa? Could he be worth that if he was born in Korea, in China, in England? Where could this moron be worth $400 million? Not to mention, I don't know what Joy Behar is good for. I really don't, except testing Viagra and wood.
So, I'm very good friends with Larry David, and so I'm not going to. I think he's right in many ways. I mean, you listen to Trump. We used to have friends around the world. Now we don't have them anymore. So what is he talking about?
Yeah, but you know, I was thinking about this, and there's some people that are going to take issue with.
Shut up, whore! Shut up! Every one of you scumbags. You weren't embarrassed when you had Joe Biden soiling his fracking trousers, walking around like he got kicked in the head by a horse.
And Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce it, Shanga Kawawa.
Not embarrassed? You're not embarrassed when you put forward the literal side broad, office whore of the San Francisco mayor. You're not nervous. You weren't embarrassed.
He's a rogue, all right, notorious for his flamboyant lifestyle. Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women, and
you can't make
cars.
that up. Don Rickles, Larry David couldn't make that up. That's some funny dung right there. And you weren't embarrassed when you had the economic advisors, not like Larry Summers, who were stooping children with Epstein for 40 years. You weren't embarrassed when Reid Hoffman, that jello in a baggie, Epstein's best friend, was financing all your Democrat fiefdoms and all the crooks known as Democrats. You weren't embarrassed at that? How about this? You embarrassed at this?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Since they sell bonds and people buy.
Are you embarrassed yet? You embarrassed, you fracking idiots? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed that since Barack Obama was late on his car payment when he was stooping men on the west side of Chicago, when he was involved in crooked land deals, are you embarrassed now after the $30 trillion added to the debt since that moron got out from underneath the thumb of some First Ward gangsters and wannabes? Are you embarrassed that the people that support him today, listen to these idiots,
been Obama's greatest accomplishment?
Right now, it's, I can't remember. It was just a lot.
I can't think, man. You got me off guard. Somebody help me out.
I'm going to have to say just being there.
Being black.
Staying black. Huh?
You embarrassed yet? Are you embarrassed at the outcome of your ghettos? You're embarrassed to be American? Well, now's the time to get out. Pick a spot. Don't go to Africa. All 54 countries, they still have slavery. Don't go there. Don't go to the Middle East. They got slavery there, too. Don't go to Europe. You might get hit in the head by an Islamo-Nazi yelling Aloha snack bar, and he'll get off, just like in Chicago, New York, New Jersey. What's embarrassing about this country is everywhere Democrats are in charge.
Governor, on the Tollway Board's proposal last week, that it would raise tolls, not just for drivers, but commercial rates would go up 30%. So companies like this are going to pay a lot more if this goes through to move materials. What can your office do to perhaps, or what might you have in mind to kind of reduce that burden that these higher tolls could kick in right when that gas tax inflator kicks back in?
Well, I want to be clear that many of the trucks, many of the cars that are traveling on our tollways are actually from out of state and going to other states. So they're actually not Illinois companies and not Illinois individuals. And so that's one.
57 taxes, that fat pig who never had a job, can't do a push-up or a jumping jack, never worked and is on hours of FBI tape with a governor that went to prison as they laugh at Chicagoans. Are you embarrassed, or are you too low character to be embarrassed? Are you dumb enough to be a Democrat? 312-642-5600.
He's Shaun Thompson.
Hello, Mr. Thompson.
And this is the Shaun Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago businesses. Your phone, internet, and IT should work well 24/7. But when it doesn't, who are you calling? At Overseas Help Desk? If you want clear, reliable local experts, consider Access